My screen keeps changing on me. Do we have everybody here?
Like it.
All right. Ready, Matt? You tell me when we're ready.
Proceed, sir.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our June business services June board meeting. Ms. Rashford, will you take a roll?
Mrs. Barker.
Here.
Mr. Bryant.
Here.
Mrs. Fairgrieve.
Here.
Mrs. McCabe.
Oops.
Here. Mr. McNally.
Here.
Ms. Weibel.
Here.
Mr. Mannheim.
Here. Thank you. Now, would everyone rise and say the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you, everyone. Welcome again. This is our regular board meeting on June 8th. It is a virtual board meeting on Zoom, and the link is on the bottom of the agenda. Mr. Smith, do we have citizen comments tonight?
We have 14 comments.
All right. Ms. Parker, will you read our statement, please?
Yes. The school code provides for a public comment period at each board meeting, subject to reasonable constraints. The practice of this board is to limit public comment to 3 minutes per speaker to a total of 30 minutes at the beginning of the meeting. Speakers addressing the board are expected to maintain a reasonable level of civility. Also, personnel matters are sensitive and confidential. Comments regarding individuals should be respectful. Insults and defamatory remarks have no place in this setting. The board will terminate public comment if speakers cannot adhere to these guidelines. Please identify yourself at the beginning of your remarks.
Thank you, Mrs. Parker. Mr. Smith, whenever you're ready, you can start our citizens' comments.
All right, I'm going to share my audio, and so everyone knows call number 6 breaks up a bit, but I think there's enough there to play it.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Brenda Engelhardt. My husband, Tom Engelhardt, and I live at 4 North, 194 Wild Rose Road in St. Charles. Our son, Alex, went through the system. He is now 21. I find it very important that, and I'm very supportive and happy that our superintendent put out a statement about the Black Lives Matter movement, the tragedy with George Floyd, and that our school district wants to be on the right side of education when it comes to Black lives. I feel it's very, very important that our children are given ample resources, even if they're white, as to Black history and how important the contributions of Black men and women are in this country. And I also feel it's very important that if there are voices in this community that want to silence this, that they, in turn, need to be dealt with in silence. I can be reached at 6-3.
Michelle Casil. Thank you for creating the Reopen D03 Task Force committees and mentioning it on across the board email. But I'm not sure that this will be enough communication for parents and guardians. I have 3 questions. Will there be more detailed communication from Dr. Pearson? Will there be weekly updates? Will you use all means of communication, not just board meetings? Parents and guardians need this information to make important decisions for their students going forward. Please provide weekly updates. Thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Terry Jacobson, and I live in St. Charles. And I've just read the statement that was put out regarding what happened this recently with the death of George Floyd. I think it's great that the school board has issued a statement and acknowledged this and plans to help educate the people in our district regarding this issue, and hopefully people will acknowledge their white privilege and be more tolerant, and we'll all do a better job dealing with the racism that exists in this country. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Linda Robertson. I live in Farmington on the Fox in St. Charles, and my daughters both attended at different times St. Charles schools. One of the things that I always found disheartening was the lack of diversity. And actually, for increased diversity, we had our daughters go down to Aurora to Rosary High School. Our neighbor, Kitty Corner, had a mixed-race daughter who always felt awkward in St. Charles and was subjected to bullying. And I'm very concerned that the world is a vibrant, diverse place, and we really need schools to educate everyone about the fact that this is a wonderful thing and not hateful. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nikki Powell. I am in the District 303 school system in St. Charles, Illinois. I wanted to offer some ideas. I think the policy that's been set forth for diversity has generally been good, but some very specific ideas would be to engage African American folks in our community and beyond our community to get in speakers, to have performers, music performers, even do a Zoom call with one of the city schools to have a partnership, maybe a partnership to do some projects together, and certainly with the curriculum and the books that we choose for our students, that where they discuss race and some of those issues that we are facing right now with this very difficult time. So if there's any questions, my name is Nikki Powell, phone number 630.
Hi, my name is Natalie Cronett. My maiden name is Natalie Berg. I graduated from Charles East High School in 2007. I want to read the fact that you're talking about equality at your meeting and voice my opinion and my experience. I moved into Chicago 10 years ago and have witnessed a lot of racial inequality where I live now. So this is a very important issue to raise and to form our young students into what's going on in the world. And my senior year of high school at St. Charles, we had an African girl, our student president. And that, as a young woman, really shaped the way we view African Americans and the importance of them having leadership, especially students. So thank you for bringing this up at your meeting.
Hi, my name is Sue Sanders. I live at 713 Redden Court. I've been a St. Charles resident for 36 years. My son went to Wildrose, Haynes, and graduated from St. Charles North. I applaud the superintendent's statement. It is so important. Thank you. I'm interested in the action plan to back up the statement. I realize it will be something that evolves. I work at Glenbard District 87 with the Equity Program. It was created 10 years ago and has been growing and blooming over those years. They have a great model if you need resources from a neighboring district. I've worked with Black and Latinx students, high school students directly for the last 10 years who feel inferior simply because of their color, no matter a student's fluency. They feel different in AP classes, at assemblies, and out in the community. Again, it will be a journey. Thank you so much for starting the talk. Another Superior D303 decision, and thank you to the superintendent. I also just want to make a quick comment on students, police in high schools. That was the best thing that happened at my high school. It built community. It built relationships with police officers in positive ways. So I strongly believe police should be in high schools. It really is a great way for people to get to know police in a positive format. Thank you again for allowing this. Have a great day.
Jennifer McClure. Good afternoon, President Mannheim and the entire St. Charles Community Unit School District 303 Board of Trustees. I would first like to acknowledge the joint statement from Dr. Pearson and President Mannheim regarding the need to work together to address equity, diversity, and inclusion in our district. My name is Jennifer McClure, and I'm a parent of a St. Charles North High School senior. I am speaking on behalf of Carrie and Joey Bastone, Lance Erickson, Becky Kowaleski, Colleen Kowalczyk, Rob Nicholas, as well as the 100 district parents who signed our petition, which has been available for only 24 hours so far, asking to support return to play. The purpose of my comments today is to ask the board, superintendent, principals, and athletic directors to work with our coaches, athletes, and families to safely return to play as soon as possible. Of course, the return to play will be in alignment with the Illinois Department of Public Health approved IHSA return to play guideline. This return to play guideline allows for kids to go back to sports prior to the June 26th Phase 4 date. Youth sports in our community are already back practicing. Our kids have been without sports and school for over 2 months. The return of athletics is important to our high school students from a mental, physical, and emotional perspective. We understand that we must be in full solidarity with IDPH and IHSA to ensure safety and help avoid any delays in connecting our children with their coaches. We recognize that there are many considerations to making this happen, and there are parents who have experience in implementing return policies who would be willing to assist. I am one of those parents and have experience with operations and student policy. We have another parent, Carrie Bastone, whose expertise is strength and conditioning, and who has implemented outdoor policies for the types of activities described in the approved IHSA plan. Working together with laser focus, the district can show our ability to lead and give our students and coaches something to look forward to. We ask the board to add this topic to tonight's agenda and provide approval to move forward with implementing return to play as soon as possible. Thank you for your time.
My name is Christine Fulton. I live at 102 Elm Tree Court, St. Charles, and I've been a resident here in St. Charles for 33 years, as well as our son went to North, Haynes, and Wildrose. I have 4 points following the message that was published, which I thought was a very good start. 1, I'd like to see a course curriculum added about race and cultural relations to a high school curriculum. 2, I'd like to see or explore the idea of a hotline for students. Maybe one exists and I may not be aware of it, so that they could anonymously or confidentially add opinions or concerns. 3, I have heard where some folks are requesting the police presence be removed. I am in favor of that staying. I'd like to keep the police in the school with a very positive public visual to the students in the community. And my final comment is I hope that the school board will issue public forums similar to this, but maybe in more of a larger setting where updates, specific measurements, and activities could be read out and provided to the public. Thank you. Bye-bye.
My name is Tracy Trendler. I live in St. Charles, and my son will be a senior at St. Charles North High School this coming year. I want to register my support for the district's June 4th message about equity, diversity, and inclusion. I look forward to the actions that the district will take. I would ask that the district formulate a concrete plan with a timeline to move forward on these issues as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Eli Broxham. I graduated from St. Charles North High School in 2012, and I would just like to make some suggestions and comments regarding inclusivity and action steps in the wake of the recent unrest and acknowledgement nationwide of systemic racism and patterns of police brutality. Number one, I think incorporating very explicit anti-racist curriculum through every grade to teach the children and young adults what being an ally and what sort of steps